Hey everybody, this is Cass with Players Only. I'm looking at Brandon Hughes. Going to compare him with Chase Henches. Take you to the top of your leg kick, Brandon. Take Chase into the top of his leg kick. Okay, so right off the bat, we can notice as Chase lifts, he starts to move his hips and head forward. So at the top of his leg kick, he's already started that forward momentum. And we see you start to push your butt forward, but we're going to notice that Chase's head is actually starting to move forward. Okay, so we don't see you do that until here. This is where you start moving forward. He's already done it here. Okay, so using our legs, this sets us up to be able to use them to the best of our ability. So we want to start that early hip movement, but we also want to get our head moving forward. Okay, so next one, I'm going to take you to where your front foot starts to open up. Okay, so right about here, because your front foot's going to start turning there. Okay, so you are in a very similar position to Chase, okay, when I get you here. Okay, so you guys, granted he's a lot taller than you, okay, we are in similar positions, but we're going to notice that this line through his back leg is quite a bit more linear, meaning angled towards home plate, whereas yours is very up and down. Okay, so you start opening that front foot. Okay, he's going to start opening that front foot. Okay, take you into front foot strike. Okay, so upper half timing is very good. I said this, I pointed this out, but we're just going to see Chase has more hip rotation right now, so his hips are going to fully turn by now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your hips are still turning. There they are fully turned. So we just see that Chase turns his hips faster, and a lot of that had to do with what he did back here, and then how he got out of this position. Okay, so if you look at your video from behind, it's a little more obvious, but you are really using your front leg to initiate your movement forward versus using your back leg to drive those hips through. So it's not going to be as obvious based on what you're looking at, but I've seen enough of this to understand what reactions look like, and right now it's more like your front foot is just pulling your body forward. Your front leg opening up is pulling your body forward versus your back leg driving those hips open in sync with that front foot opening up. So a lot of the things that we're going to focus on going forward, Brandon, is what we do back here. Okay, getting that momentum started early so we can see you pushing your butt forward, but we don't see you taking your head with it. So we got to get our head to not just go down, but we need to start moving down and out earlier. Okay? And then once we get here, that back leg needs to explode. And we'll talk about that, but we're going to look for our back leg to fully extend into front foot strike, just like we see Chase doing, versus your front leg just pulling you forward. So hopefully this is somewhat helpful, but it at least shows you the things that I'm looking at. It's start our movement earlier, start that momentum earlier, okay? And then once we get into this position, we call it, I refer to this as power position 2. This is just our loaded position, okay? Make sure that we are extending our back leg out of this. So earlier movement will make this back leg more linear, something closer to this versus what you see here. Okay, so starting earlier will help that angle, and then actually using your back leg to drive your hips forward versus just focusing on you don't drive your hips until right here. Okay, so Again, our upper half is very good. I like how you cock your arm. We're going to leave that alone and just focus on our legs. All right, hopefully this was helpful. I look forward to seeing you next week, Brendan. This is Cast Cartlift Players Only. Talk to you soon.